What's up everyone, John from Beyond ARTV. Got a cool new little setup here. I think you guys will like this. This is mainly going to be for the podcast, but you can kind of see I'm going to try and do this set little setup here for whenever I do like a track review roundup. I got DEJA in the background, brand new album cover. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like this setup. It's kind of informal, but at the same time it allows me to get out some content like a little track review roundup without having to be super professional and legit, but at the same time I got a cool mic. So you guys seem to enjoy. Last time whenever I did a track roundup, I did that the other week. Not going to do this every single week, but if there's an abundance of new songs and I'm not obviously able to do a track review individually for every single one of those, maybe I will do a track review roundup. Be sure to leave a like on the video today, guys. If you are enjoying these, let me know your thoughts on any of the songs that I mention. I'll try and play you guys a little preview of each song before we go into it. I can't guarantee that I'll do that every week, but I'm going to this time. Let's start with Sylvan Esso.
I was gonna die young.
Sylvan Esso is a big name in the indie community, and this new song that she's got here called Die Young is pretty infectious. I got into her from her track Coffee. I believe I was listening to Alt Nation on Sirius XM a few years back. Really dug that song. Had a friend that was quite into her music, and I checked out some of it as a result. And I have to say that this one is really bigger than anything that I've heard from her so far. Definitely very electronic, some big synths in there, some just kind of massive parts that really just kind of make me want to sing along and get into the track even more. She feels a lot more confident behind the mic and more powerful. I like what she's doing here, and I will definitely be checking out the album. Overall for this track, I'm going to go with a 4 out of 5. You gotta pray for absolution. You can take what you can't deny. The new wave in determination. Next up, we obviously have quite a large one in the form of the SYKES from Bring Me the Horizon feature on the new While She Sleeps track, Silence Speaks. I've always thought that these guys were one of the more talented faces in metalcore, post-hardcore, whatever you want to classify them as. I wasn't that into their last record. My buddy Spinner Reviews was kind of talking them up, so that's what made me check them out. I believe it was in like 2014, 2015, and I've heard a few of the songs from their new project here. This is by far the most interesting one that I have heard yet, and I think one of my favorite While She Sleeps tracks. Now, granted, I haven't heard everything, but at the same time, this one is just great. It's got an orgasmic guitar almost, especially once they break down. This song has several different phases, and I really like that about it. It just sees them kind of turning a new page. I feel like they're opting for softer sounds and places. Like after the SYKES feature, it breaks down to just really the vocals, a slow guitar, before just jumping into this live wire guitar solo. Really energizes me. I love the hell out of this song. I'm gonna go with a 4.5 out of 5. You come around, I come undone. Can't find the sound undone my tongue when I look at you. Yeah, I lose my voice when I look at you. I know a lot of my viewers love the Maine. I am one of those. I love the Maine too. But they have a new song out called Black Butterflies and Deja Vu from their upcoming album, Lovely Little Lonely. I hope I said that in the right order. I keep getting tongue-tied on that one. I thought the lead single from this thing, Bad Behavior, was great. I know a lot of you guys seem to connect with it too. I did a track review for that. If you're curious, check Beyond ARTV. I did a dedicated video for that. And I think this one is strong. Maybe not quite as strong, but it's different. And I like that they're still rocking, but they're trying new things. The guitar here is kind of weird, but it's loud, it's noisy, and I like the spirit of this track. Just kind of a callback to some older memories and that sort of thing. They've been a band for 10 years now. They've obviously changed a lot, but at the same time, they're channeling some older vibes here. I think this is a really solid one. It's got me very excited for this album. 4 out of 5. Do you slide on all your nights like this? Do you try on all your nights like this? Oh, we've got a big song up next on the chopping block. Calvin Harris, the DJ, Frank Ocean, and MIGOS, the rap group. So obviously a lot of people were buzzing about this one. I'm not like super into this kind of music, but at the same time, it's one of those songs where it's just like, you got so many artists here, obviously, I have to check it out, right? And that's how I felt about this track. It took me a little bit to get to it, and I can't say that I'm overwhelmed by it by any means. I saw that a lot of fans were a little bit disappointed as well. I don't think it's a standout moment for any of these artists involved, especially not Calvin Harris or else Frank Ocean. I know I don't talk about any of these artists really all that much on my channel, but it's got a kind of catchy tropical flavor to it. I don't really like the voices in the background and the way that they're pitch shifted. I know Frank Ocean uses that sometimes as a tool to aid his music, but at the same time, I know, this is just awful, but I'm not really a Frank Ocean fan overall. I admire his talent, but I'm not that into his music. So I say for this one, maybe it's just not for me. Maybe it's not my thing. I'd give it a 3, but that's just with a grain of salt. Don't really take that as the word of God by any means. Check it out for yourself if you haven't heard it. Coldplay has their fans hypnotized with their new single of the same name, but unfortunately, the spell isn't quite working on me. I've been a huge advocate and fighter for Coldplay over the years. I've stood up for them so many times, but this track just feels dreary to me. It just feels sleepy, and I'm not that interested. I know that's such a crime, but everybody seems to be loving it. It seriously has so much love on YouTube, Spotify, really everywhere. People are buzzing about it, and I think that it's a simple, pleasant track, but maybe it's better suited for bedtime. Maybe I'm listening to it in the wrong setting. Maybe I should try it on a night drive or something like that. But right now, I'm liking the twinkling piano melody on it. I do like that. It's got a nice atmosphere to it. It almost kind of has a country or western leaning vibe at times, which is kind of different, but also kind of cool. Chris Martin's vocals just kind of drift over this effortlessly, and I do admire the lyrical content here. I will say that. They really stepped it up in that department. A lot of people have been complaining about Coldplay changing their sound so drastically and so many times over the years. This seems to be a more back to basics, but at the same time, I don't really feel like it's that good of a step back or necessarily one that I was asking for. In fact, I really, really loved their last record. For me, I would say a 3 out of 5.
Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. I've been feeling it since 1966 now. Might have had your fill, but I feel it still.
Portugal the Man had my favorite album of 2013 in the form of Evil Friends, but I didn't really like their comeback single from this new one all that much. But here they have Feel It Still, and they are back on a winning streak. This is another super infectious one. I love the guitars. I like the vocal register that he hits on this one. It's just something that I totally vibe with. It calls to mind more of Evil Friends or maybe In the Mountain, in the Cloud. And it's got a nice, chill, relaxing vibe to it. It's got a certain spirit that makes you kind of hum along, tap your foot, nod, and say, this is why I liked Portugal the Man in the first place. I think that this is definitely a good sign for their album, and I know the first single was a little bit different, a little bit more experimental, and I'm not knocking them for that, but I'm interested to see where their record is going to go. Oh, I forgot to put a rating on this one. Let's do a 4.
I waited so long to have you in my pocket, but it was so wrong. You'll never be happy with or without me.
Is it obvious yet that I'm not exactly used to having a microphone here? I keep wanting to go off this way and talk, but I need to talk here. I need to tell them about the new Saint single right here. Jardine of We Are the In Crowd, who are on hiatus right now. Saint is the name of the new project. With or Without Me is the new song that you guys were asking me to talk about, and I was surprised by this. I did not like We Are the In Crowd's last album, and this is once again kind of in that pop rock vein, but I've always complimented Tay's voice. I've seen them live as We Are the In Crowd. I really had a good time. I thought that they were one of the better performances of the night, and I even saw them alongside the likes of the Somerset and Yellow Card, Hey Monday. It's nice to see her not just taking on a pop project. A lot of people will leave those pop rock bands or alternative stuff, and they'll just go do pop. And I am really pleased to see that Tay is kind of sticking to her guns here. I think it's a pretty good track. I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Please don't say it all after this, please. Miss you, misunderstand me.
Also in the track reviews, we have DREAMCAR with their new supergroup. That's right. Also in the news, we had AFI frontman Davey Havok joining the guys of No Doubt, because Gwen Stefani can't be bothered to do that anymore. She's too busy for No Doubt, so you know what? We're just gonna go do DREAMCAR. That's what they said. I heard rumors of Davey taking over No Doubt for a while, and it's nice to see that they actually made this happen, although it's under a different band name. Still cool. DREAMCAR, kind of a synthy rock project. I'm enjoying this single, Kill for Candy. It's not the best thing in the world, but it shows that they have chemistry whenever they're playing and singing together. Davey sounds nice here, much smoother, a different style of music, and a nice change of pace from that boring as hell AFI record. Hey, anything's better than that, right? I'm sure I'll catch hate for that, but really I am enjoying this song. It's got a nice spring, summery vibe that I'm sure I'm going to keep in my playlist as those seasons progress. It's already grown on me some. I'm going to say a 3.5. Thanks for watching and liking today, guys. Click right here in the corner for my Patreon if you'd like to support me over there. Click here if you would like to see the last track review roundup I did, or right over here for an episode of 7 on Sunday. Social media is all linked in the description down below. Other than that, I'll see you guys very soon right here on Beyond ARTV.